Good evening, my fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy. I'm coming to you live from Applewood Station, where it is a balmy. I have news for you. Because apparently, I'm not allowed to see what the temperature is because now we have to give me news all the time. So I don't get the temperature anymore. I thought it was clever and cute having the weather thing on the bottom of my screen, but now all it really does is tell me that I have news and then tries to get me to engage with its news so that I can engage with its advertising. And honestly, I've got better things to do with my life. So it's a balmy something out there. I'm sure it's balmy. But it's soon going to make me not want to have that option anymore. I'm just saying. So let's put ourselves some music on. Oh, it's 14 degrees. Now, finally, it's 14. There we go. Because this is actually the plate of underneath here where we want to make sure we've got this kind of figured out. This is the plate of that system, so actually do it probably in some kind of white with this going on. And we got to figure out how to find the center of it and stuff, which may or may not be in this guy. Which probably is. Kind of doing I wonder, I'm just sort of really. Not bad. So now what we'll do is go underneath it here and just kind of clear out under it like so. And the truth of the matter is we're not going to even really, because this all is solar system and it doesn't really matter past this white line anyway. So there we go. I'm kind of hoping that's where this is, but who knows? Oh well. Not quite the center, huh? Not worth it. It's taking too much of a fight. All right. Oh. Why would you give it a warning there, Nightbot? Bot versus bot. Poof. I'm not hearing any music. There you go. we go. Since that's the star, I'm kind of thinking that I'm just going to make it a big, happy yellow thing and call it a day. I'm going to put this on screen so that when I do stuff like this, what it produces is still visible through here. I mean, like, you don't expect miracles out of this, but this is a star. It's bright and shiny and, all kinds of weird stuff that only stars are wont to do. So that works. And then over here, we have the entry corridor. This is a thing where I'm pretty much just going to run with it as it is. Why am I running in so slow? Look how slow I am. Oh, you're not even watching what I'm watching. You need to watch what I'm watching. Bork. There we go. Nobody here to tell me that you're not watching what I'm watching, but that's okay. All right. Alignment corridor is green. All of the alignment corridor is pretty much straightforward. Green. 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 The alignment corridor doesn't really need all of the other little things down underneath it. So I'm going to go on ahead and just blank them out, like all of the little substrate stuff, because this alignment corridor in the end is all just about one thing. It's getting you into the alignment of the star. So all it's going to have is this and its substrate sort of stuff. It's kind of going along here. All right. Whereas these things have different things they need to say. This I just got and saved. Copy. We're going to paste it here because we're going to need 2 copies of it. One for up here. We're going to need one more for the up and down arrow. So this is the first one. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees and expand it. Do screen and the classic invert. You do the reverse gradient, we can see what we're trying to do here. And this guy needs to be even another 90 because he needs to be 0 on the up angle here. And since we are here, it'd make me even bigger. And I'm also noticing he is not going the correct way. That does not surprise me. Guess I shouldn't be shocked. It doesn't matter, actually, because it's going to be 0 to 90, and then it's going to be 0 to 90. So it's 0 up to 90 degrees up angle. So doesn't really matter. I'm going to have to still fix it. At least in this instance, though, we can get ourselves started. Because now I'm like, well, maybe I want it more like this. You know? If I'm going to have to do them anyway, maybe I kind of want it like that. Because it's not going to matter either way. So I might as well. All right, well, good. Do I want this to be bigger or smaller? Probably bigger. Let's make it 100 point. All right. Maybe I want it in the center like that. Yeah, that's better. This is where I'm starting to wonder if this is too. Because if this was like more like that, it might be better. But they need to all be uniform. I guess 0 can stay that way, but 10 can't. It's going to be 85. 20 degrees up angle. Wait. 'Question would be, ten degrees up angle, 20 degrees. Because this is going to be off the ecliptic. Because that makes sense, right? Because ecliptic would be at 0, so if you tilted this system up, it'd be 20 degrees off the ecliptic. That makes sense. Okay, so we're good. We're good. Nothing weird so far. .40-degree up angle. Go ahead and duplicate that layer. Bring you over here for a 60-degree down angle. You're getting up there. Didn't go the way I wanted it to, as usual. That's the way I wanted it to go. All right, you need to be out temporarily. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to try to get in here. And on this side here, I'm going to try to just draw the lasso like so. Mm. Yeah. No, not canvas. Flip. And this way, we don't have to do it again. Now this is the hard part, because these guys need to kind of be put over here, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab these guys right here and just pull them back. So they're right there. And grab these guys right here. Same thing, and just pull them back. Because this is going to be on the flip side. This way, this will be readable on both sides. I clip some of it. Yep. All right, I'm going to take the grid out. Or not the grid, but the underpinning of this, because we don't need it. Right? We don't need to see the actual lines inside here. The same for these guys down here. In this instance, we don't need to see its grid work. All right. I have one more full 360, which we're going to turn around 180. Ha! Okay, that's funny. Funnier in my head, I understand. And then we are going to, same thing we did before, reverse gradient it. All right, in this instance, I think I can use the full grid on this one. So I will. I'm just going to go on ahead and enlarge from here. Okay, going ahead and screen, because we're going to want some of the guides lines in here at some point. So what I'm going to do is oh yeah, it's nice. Right there. Move that over. It's still not set for 0, is it? Okay. And I gotta go over one more. There we go. All right, we're gonna, first things first, we're gonna take this central core out. Because these numbers there we go. And we're going to do a cut and paste. Those numbers just hold. We'll deselect. Now with that, we'll take these guys and we'll shrink them back down again. And this way, take this and then move it over. And we still got kind of the same critter, that same alignment grid. with the numbers kind of on top of it, which helps us a whole lot. And then I can take this and cut through the middle here, like so, and just delete it. And the same thing we'll take to the outside here. And since we've got this thing rigged sort of this weird way, I'm going to... Oh, no. Whoa. Didn't mean to do that. And when you've done something like this, you can always correct it. Nope. Correct it like this. Nope. Always correct it like this. It's always a command that I never remember. Shrug. All right. Now I'm going to take my lasso tool again. And this is just because things are not very clear here. I don't want it to be unclear. So I'm going back through and kind of doing that. All right. Now, biggest problem we've got is it's hard to read these numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here. I'm going to just select everything that's not a number on that and delete it, because that makes it a little easier, and then deselect that. Actually, Control Z, we can Control Shift I, and that just covers the inside piece of all of these. Actually, deselect that. We'll do this the other direction like that. And then Control Shift I. And what that does is that just selects just the numbers. And what we're going to do is using black, I'm going to go on ahead and put an outline selection outside the border of black. And what that does is nothing if you don't have it on normal like this, which you do. Then all we need to do is just kind of go through here and just tag it down. And because it got kind of this shadow that showed up here, because we're being weird, I guess. I don't know. But when I merge this down, we don't want that shadow there, because it'll cut through things and make things look weird. Whoa. Got a little carried away with the pen there. Now what'll happen is, in a minute, I'm going to merge these two, and all of these dark numbers are going to go, the dark lines around it will turn into just a hole in the graphic. And that's fine. Right? So if I go on ahead and merge this down one, You can see what happened here is that it just cut a nice little groove in all of it so that the numbers fit and they're not going anywhere. So what we have is the ability to look all the way around 360. Alrighty. Hi, George. How you doing, oh George? George. Now, with coloration, I prefer to have these guys be an unnatural color of blue. That way, they stand out well, and they are part of the graphics and stuff like that, and you kind of go, oh, okay. You know what? You could do this the hard way or you could do this the easy way, and this is the easy way. I'm doing this the hard way for reasons. All right. All right, so the ring now, that outer ring will give you degrees going one direction and degrees going up and down angle, which is great. The landing grid will give you landing coordinates in here. We'll get in here and do the colorization of this is the star's sphere of influence and coronal influence. So we'll make this all the same color. Getting a fascinating lecture over here in private message about this individual's beliefs of hard sci-fi versus soft sci-fi. The Expanse being hard sci-fi, and you can tell because it's bleak. And I was like, well, I guess. Not sure. I remember being this sure of all of the things that I knew on the one side of the Dunning-Kruger curve. It's somewhat adorable, actually. All right. Hey, Jim. We are working on mapping. We haven't even really tested to see if this map works, which cracks me up. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick test of this to see if we've got something going on here. We'll duplicate this layer, and I'll put it underneath the white outlining. And this gives us just what's going to actually be partially outlined and partially not. So everything that's black is going to be outlined. Everything that's white is going to be everything that's white will be translucent. Everything that opaque. I'm sorry, opaque. How did this end up this way? Weird. Everything that's black then ends up being absolutely transparent. I don't want everything to be totally transparent, but I also don't want it to be completely translucent either. So we're going to do that, and then I'm just going to pretty much cover everything except for we're going to have to come back in there to that system there because it's the star system itself. Now, these guys are completely transparent or translucent. They are not. We don't want them to be partially transparent. Oh, man. How you doing, Jan? You'll see the magic here in just a second. Uh-oh. So we want this to be completely transparent. For right now. Only thing that's on there that's not going to be transparent is going to be all right. So this is what we call the transparency map. So we'll save this. And we'll say X. need to say master X because there will be other systems. And we'll take this out, leaving the colorization and that in here, and then we'll save as, and this becomes the master. Now, move back over here. We take this system here, and we say surfaces, star system surfaces. Oh, why? Can I get just back to the basic ones, please? Why would you set these things for the weird stuff? I don't want the weird stuff. Oop. I write DAS defaults. It's not weird. And yeah, no, I just want DAS defaults. There we go. Same with you. We're just trying to put it back to default mode. All right. So we take this guy, we make the diffuse color to be the hologram function, the ambient color also to be the hologram function. We'll make that white so that it lights up. And then we'll go down here to the opacity, and then we'll pick up the master transparency rig. That made for not the way I expected it to look, but okay. Oh, it's because we're not in texture shaded. We are in texture shaded. There we go. So this is the star system gravity alignment rig. This thing just needs to now just be set for master. Ambient master set for white. And opacity to the master X. And then the particle fountains, same thing. Diffuse set to master. Ambient also set to master and to white, and opacity set to master X. And the bottom part of the fountain, same thing. The opacity set to master X. And now what we have is the alignment of a star system, and I am shocked, I tell you, shocked to find out that it's reversed. Which is kind of why we probably should have checked this first. Couple of things we need to also fix. These guys on the transparency, they need to be absolutely transparent. And on the normal white outlining, they need to be gone because they don't need to be here. They're oublieted. And that's part of our problem. We'll save as, and once again, this, replace it It'll take it a second, but at some point here, this will figure it out, and pieces of this will start to go away, and it'll be easier to see stuff. There we go. Now, wait. All right. With the exception of the fact that there's no translucency at all, it looks like the rig actually might be correct. Which, frankly, is kind of shocking to me. The other thing is, I don't think I want this entry corridor to have an opening that's accessible. So, failed to save. It's because it's in use. So, what we're going to do is go over here. And on this, we kind of want it to be black. There. That makes this completely translucent or transparent, but still leaves me with just enough of this to make it look similar to something you'd see Okay, that made that work-ish. And if we're feeling like this is a little too, and it might be, we might want to darken it about half that, which we can easily do by doing this. And we're about half as dark, which works. And what did it do? Delete it? That seems weird. It's like, now we won't even talk about it, which actually may be what happened. I can't imagine it deleted it, but who knows? Double check to make sure it has it. So you figured it out. All right. There we go. That should make that look a little bit clearer and hopefully render correctly. Looking for, look at that. That wasn't so hard now, was it? All right. You see the entry corridor here going this way through to the star, identifying that this is your lock-in. Why am I getting double lines though? I guess I'm getting double lines because this is still going around the outside edge. But why am I not getting my double line? You know what? We'll figure that out in a minute. All right. And that makes this much, much, much better. All right. So with this render, we can now see we need to actually make this solid, I think. That's just going to have to be solid. There's nothing we can do about it because it's going to be unreadable otherwise, which is aggravating, but we'll make it work. Because you won't be able to see it. We're counting a lot on it being white. Right? So we're just going to go through here and do this. The problem we're having is we can see through it. You can't read both sides of this ruler, and therefore you can't make your call on what your degrees are coming out of that system. So that makes it complicated. So we'll save again. And we'll wait for it to secure. And then I'll go back in here and double check it. At this point in time, this should be solid. It is. So now we should be able to see what that looks like. There we go. And that's more like what I'm looking for here. All right. I have no earthly idea what's happening on top of the plumes and why I've got this huge black line underneath it, but it's all right. We'll go to the side here and take a look at the system sideways to get a read on it and see what that looks like. I feel like the top of those plumes need to be trimmed, or I don't know, something. Anyway, it does show that the system is tilted up 20 degrees. That works. All right. Now, part of our problem is these lines are getting weird. I'm not exactly sure what's happening with these lines, but okay. Let's turn off that and take a look in here. Because I think if we put this on top like this, part of the problem is that we're hitting this edge of this dead line here, and I'm not sure what to think about it, but I don't know if I like it too much. All right. We're going to go on the white outlining. And the next thing we're going to do is go in here. We're going to turn on apply to connected pixels only and just snag the inside of that. And we're going to switch to white. And we're going to say outline selection. We're going to draw inside. And we're going to do 20. And this will become the empty boundary. And then I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to do it again. And this time, we're going to make it red. There. And this delineates the end of the solar system. Now, you can lurk all you need, Jan. We only have about 10 minutes left in the show. I'm just trying to figure out how to get to the center of this guy. How am I supposed to find the center of something? I have watched all of Shogun. I loved Shogun. What did you think of Shogun? I think I like the more recent one, but I am a fan of Anna Sawai because she is in the Godzilla kaiju story. Which is what did you think? Excellent. Excellent. I agree. It was pretty exceptional. There we go. I loved it too. It was such a good, and the thing that was interesting about it was how much I understood. No, the series is a political series. It is absolutely political and has always been. You are right. It is super political. Um, the thing that was fascinating to me was the amount of keigo. It's so hard to understand Japanese keigo. And so I was having such a hard time of trying to follow what they were trying to say. Keigo is complicated. So, keigo is super polite Japanese. So, really super polite. And it's hard to understand because they add a whole bunch of words that you don't usually use when you speak Japanese. So, for example, you could say thank you, right? Arigato, domo arigato, right? It's traditionally the way you say thank you in Japanese. In Keiko, you would say domo arigato gozaimashita, sochira goshira, and go, crap, what is it? But because they're saying it so much, there's so many other words, it's hard to tell when one thing ends and when the other begins. And so it's difficult to understand. And so keigo, 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 just usually it's usually the super polite Japanese. Well, yeah, but I mean, he knew that was the way he was in the book too. I mean, to be fair, that's exactly how he was in the book. Toranaga. So Toranaga was based off of a real person in Japanese history. And so, and actually, all of the characters were. Yeah, honorific language or super polite language. I don't know how you want to. You can put it a number of different ways, but yeah. Essentially, Kegel is really hard to understand. If you're learning the language, it's hard to understand. And that's because it's. There we go. We need a little more. But yeah, that's sort of bane, the bane of a lot of us who learn the language. It's so difficult to learn because Keigo is complicated. You just did this. All right, there we go. Perfect. Mm. But yeah, all of the stuff except when like Toranaga, when Toranaga is talking to his advisors, he was speaking in plain Japanese, which was pretty easy to understand. But like when Mariko would talk to anybody, except when she was speaking in English, her Japanese was all in Keigo. And so I was trying to follow along and trying very hard. Um, I don't know if I would say it's like Old English. That has the same sort of effect. But I think in English, the way we do it is similar in that we add a bunch of extra words, but it doesn't necessarily come across. There's no different words. Like in plain English, I would say, Jan, pick this up. And that's very plain. It's flat, right? But if I were to go, Jan, would you pick this up for me, please? That's a much more polite version of the same sentence. There's just a whole bunch more words. And so it's just that usually, if you and I are friends, I'm just going to say, "Hey Jan, pick this up." You know, I'm not going to need to, because we're buddies, right? And so we don't have to be polite. But if I'm like, if I don't know you or something like that, and would you pick this up for me, please? There's a whole different. It changes the tense, and like everything gets kind of shifted. Does that make sense? Like, I hope that makes sense. Because they'll use Keigo now in Japanese in Japan, but it's usually for customers. So it's things like, you'll come into a store and they'll be like, "Okyakusama, irashaimase," and stuff like that. They'll use that Keigo, some of which we hear all the time, but some I don't. It's wow. Keigo is so hard. I love Keigo. I mean, it's so pretty, but it's elegant, but it's really hard. Why is the star half black? That's weird. It isn't. Music all spazzy. So it's only really the bottom. A couple of things. I don't think I want this to be transparent. So I'm going to go on to here because it's hard to read it and it's an important device. Maybe I'll leave it still translucent on the side. So this device reads out the data of where the up angle is on it. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that as a replacement. Clear this. We'll wait a second. Wait for it to reload. There we go. So now this piece right here should read only open in that section. Right? Like that. Just like that. So it's solid now, but it reads opening to say that this is at 20 degrees up angle or down angle. And that reads that way because the device should read 20 degrees up angle and a flip over. So that's saying the solar system's tilted 20 degrees. If it's our solar system, we'd actually tilt it just a slight bit more. That's okay. For the time being, it's weirdly inverted. Everything's weirdly inverted. It's a very strange thing to go do. The whole thing needs to be moved. It shouldn't be off the sphere of influence. Does this guy read backwards? Because that would make me mad. Yep, that guy reads backwards. Jeez. Can't take you people anywhere. All right. Top view. Let's just make sure this one doesn't read backwards. No, that looks fine. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. These are all the correct degrees around the outside of the system. System reads fine. I think I have a problem with the sphere of influence bubble, but we can fix that. All right. Alrighty, guys. I think we've gotten step 1 of the system alignment sphere correct. So I'll save it. I think we need a couple of other things, like it'd be nice if this read properly with a proper ring going this way, but it seems to be reading weirdly. I'm not sure why. So I'm gonna go through and fix that. We'll do some dinking with it in the morning, but it should be fine. In the meantime, though, I think I am beat and tired and I want to go to bed. It was good chatting with you, Jan. I appreciate having you here. As always, I appreciate having you here. Thank you very much. And I will see you later. Tomorrow is Friday, so there's only a day. There's only a day broadcast. There's no night broadcast. No night broadcast for me. So you won't catch me tomorrow. Although there might be a night. No, there's no night broadcast. I'm like, is there a night broadcast? I don't remember. Anyway, I will see you later. I'll see everybody a little later on. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And I will see you later on. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.